Hey guys, another update on my head situation. So as you can see, I have a new head or a new plate covering up my hole. And so I've waited a while before I decided to make this video because I'm going to tell you that, I'm doing good, everything's going great. What I needed to make sure that actually happens. So I had my operation on the 7th of July, and that was about 8.5 weeks ago from today. So they just go into the operation room. They cut me open on the exact same scar that they had done the 2 previous operations, and just put it in the plate and tied it to my bone and sew me back up again. There was no brain space intrusion, like cutting through the dura mater, so no brain recovery needed, or all the risks that are involved in that. Every time I think they cut me on the same space, on the same scar, they have to cut away some of the older scar tissue. So I guess, and then I have to pull away the skin in order to access that hole, and then push it back up again. So my hairline's slightly higher, I guess, on this side than on this side. And so I get a little mini facelift on this side of my head every time I do the operation. But all went well. So the plate comes in like this really sealed packaging. The company that makes it, this disinfected, obviously has to be, and just you open it in the operating room and then put it in. So there's a big positive for me in terms of, hopefully no infection this time. Anyway, it's made from acrylic, and then it comes with this little thing. And I was at first like, what the hell is that? And I realized that was my initial hole that was in my head. It's not covered up, but they used one of my CT scans, which takes about 600 cross sections of your head, and then they used that to make a model of the hole. And I think that's just for the doctor to sort of check in the operation room that the hole in my head matches what they thought my hole looked like, and that the plate that they put in will cover that up. So yeah, this is my little, so I think it goes, this part here is like down your jawline. So that's pretty much the extent of my craniotomy when they initially had to take out, cut me open to get to my aneurysm. So now it's just a little ornament that I'm going to put with my other ornaments, and it has a cool story to it. So so I was about 10 days off from work. I was spending about maybe two days. I had my surgery in the morning, woke up in ICU, spent the night in ICU. The next day they moved me to the ward, spent another night there, and then that morning I was ready to go home. And all in all, 2 days in hospital, 10 days in total away from work, and 2 weeks waiting, not doing anything strenuous, because there was nothing wrong with my body or my brain. It was literally just surgical cut that needed to heal. So I took some photos of my recovery process. So we'll look at this one. So this was me just before my operation. So and then I took a video as well, so you can actually see. So because last time, my previous video, there was still a bit of swelling, I reckon, with my headspace, and it's reduced so much that this is the good example of the extent of the reduction, and how that hole was just like so strangely shaped. I did not like it. I was really keen on getting this operation done. So I keep making this joke, like I feel like I look like the Apple logo with a big chunk out of my head taken out, and every time, I would literally tell someone, like, if you feel like picking my brain, you really actually literally can now. And the weirdest thing was washing my hair. Like when I got to this part, it felt so weird. Like it's almost like you got your little funny bone when you hit it, and you get that little shock, like that sort of sensation. Like it didn't hurt necessarily, it just wasn't comfortable. So I guess that's why we have a skull around our brains. All right, so then I had my operation, great, successful. I woke up in ICU, very happy, and I'm like, wow, look at my face, it's actually not that bad. But little that I know, it takes a while for swelling to set in. So the next morning I really saw, wow, I can barely see out of my one eye. But yeah, that's what happened. So now it was just a recovery of waiting. This is what my another video of my swelling. But then as soon as the swelling starts going down, the color comes in. So you can see it just looks like I was in a fight and I got a shiner on my eye. So the purple starts coming in. This was the morning I woke up in the ward, and I went home that day looking like that. So it started getting a lot better. Every day just a little bit better. And so I then was allowed to take off my mummy beanie, I call it, my bandage head. And so that's what I basically have, just a big band-aid or tape over my actual staples. And obviously it only cut my hair at a certain line, and then I just always end up doing the rest on my own. Yeah, and then I went, and so the other thing is, like, when the swelling under my eye disappeared, the swelling next to the side of my head was still there. So that also just makes me look strange, like, but you know, every day a little bit better. My aunt is a nurse, so she actually took out my stitches right there. And yeah, that's my scar without the stitches. So that was done 7 days after my operation. And yeah, you know, like a lot of people tell me like, oh, you look so badass with your scar. I'm like, yeah, it's just a scar anyway. But as you can see, you know, that was me back at work. But right now, like, it's my hair's growing over it, so nothing new. I'm going to give another update at some point. My big goal is to hit 3 months after this operation. Then I feel a lot more comfortable if there's no infection again. And then the next goal after that, the big one, will be at 6 months. So I think when I hit 6 months, which is going to be the 7th of January, I'll be really, really comfortable knowing that I'm not going to get any side effects or after effects or infection from this operation. And that would be great. So actually, I had a chat with my doctor as well. Like, what are the next steps now? So let's say, for argument's sake, no infection, and you know, do I ever need to go see him again? Do I need to? How likely am I to get another aneurysm? You know, like things like that. He said, well, the fact that because I used to be a smoker and the aneurysm made me quit smoking. No smoking, no high blood pressure, so there's no likelihood of getting another aneurysm. But he still just wants to look at my clip in like after a year. So I already have another scan booked for next year, August. So because that's when I saw him, was this August. So last August. So we'll see. But yeah, so I'll probably do something after 6 months, and just to let everyone know I'm good. Everything's going great. You know, nothing's been changing. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope, you know, if anyone has questions or needs some help with stuff they're experiencing, that, you know, I can just tell what I experienced, but I'm not qualified, obviously, to say anything medical. Cool. Thanks for watching. See you guys.